Did you ever interview any of the oil magnates who are generating the pollution and see if they were willing to help with the solar energy creation?
That's a great question. Haven't had much luck with oil companies wanting to talk to me. They pretty much saw me coming from early on. They just ignore you. It's too bad because I was actually going to them to try to appeal to their humanity in many ways. But that is extraordinarily naive. They know exactly what they're doing in some part of their soul, and they have decided to turn that part off and just make money. And the oil and gas companies, even if they were to help with solar, I think I would say no thank you. In the same way that, Bernie Sanders didn't get the endorsement from Rahm Emanuel in Chicago, and he said, thanks very much, I don't want your endorsement. I don't want. This movie is all about how a solar panel from ExxonMobil is really no better than a solar panel from the solar industry. By the way, if there are members of the solar industry in the House tonight, I would suggest you have a lot of work to do in catching up to this movement. Because this is not about commerce, and this is not about energy. This is about how do we survive the coming calamity. And if it's just about business, then forget it. We need your voices. We need you to stand up to the oil industry. And most of the time, there's a mic there, the solar and the renewable energy industry stays silent. So to avoid political controversy. And I think that they need to step up in a big way. So the point here is not about some technological, Deus ex, technology coming out of the sky and solving our problem. That's not why we're here. We're here because we need to change the values of our society. Our world is based on greed and competition and violence. That's what it's based on. If our world continues to be based on greed, competition, and violence, we will never survive the coming calamity with any sense of human dignity. We have to start looking at what the value structures that are emerging that I'm pointing out here. You can name your own. They're all one thing that has to do with common decency. So I would love to see a solar industry change the culture of industry, change the culture of capitalism, change the culture of what is required of a company, period. And start to speak about these things from an ethical and political perspective, not just in terms of commerce and energy.
Elect women.
Elect women. Well, I mostly agree, except in the case of Hillary Clinton. To say. I agree in terms of this person sitting next to me. But if you want to know anything about this election, and I'm being prompted independently of any nonprofit structure that I represent, there is one candidate who isn't taking money from the fossil fuel industry. Who is he? There is one candidate who is against all fracking. Who is he? There is one candidate who you are all going to go vote for on April 19th. Who is he?